my freedom is being kind of disturbed here. No, screw your freedom.
With millions of children. Are American children any different than ours? NATO member states, and then the U.S. will have to send their sons and daughters exactly the same way as we are sending their sons and daughters to war, and they will have to fight.
You know, getting inundated with news and facts.
You need to hear this song, every word of it. I was going to try not to cry, but I might. Brad's new song, which is out today, features Ukraine's President Zelensky, and it's called Same Here, and it's so beautiful.
And a chance to sort of reach the folks in our country that are maybe getting inundated with news and facts.
On the country aggressor won't be able to manipulate Ukrainians and weaken Ukraine from within. First, the National Security and Defense Council instructed the government to submit to the Verkhovna Rada, a draft law on making it impossible for religious organizations affiliated with centers of influence in the Russian Federation to operate in Ukraine. A free country is not banned on religion.
If the freedom to dream was fear, I proudly present a human being. If the freedom to dream was fear, I proudly present a human being who tonight represents that spear's most holy self.
Ladies and gentlemen, dear participants of the 80s Golden Globe Award ceremony.
I was going to try not to cry, but I might.
Got a friend across the ocean. Seems like a million miles away. Says our worlds are very different. That's true, but I gotta say, he's got his own kind of football team that lets him down every year. Wife he loves and a bunch of dreams for his country he holds so dear. Praise for peace and freedom.
Hello, Mr. President.
Happy to see you.
What's the same here in Ukrainian?
Tak samo. We speak different languages in our life. Yes, but I think we appreciate the same thing.
It is obvious that American business can become the locomotive that will once again push forward global economic growth. We have already managed to attract attention and have cooperation with such giants of the international financial and investment world as BlackRock, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs. Such American brands as Starlink or Westinghouse have already become part of our Ukrainian way. Your brilliant defense system, such as HIMARS or Bradleys, are already uniting our history of freedom with your enterprises. We are waiting for Patriots. We are looking closely at Abrams. Thousands of such examples are possible, and everyone can become a big business by working with Ukraine in all sectors, from weapons and defense to construction, from communication to agriculture, from transport to IT, from banks to medicine. And I believe that freedom must always win.
Zelensky has also displayed authoritarian traits. He has banned 3 TV stations in Ukraine. Observers say, just like Putin, Zelensky too may be seizing power from the oligarchs only to strengthen his own personal authority. The show ran from 2015 to 2019. He assumed office on the 2nd of May 2019. Just like Goloborodko, Zelensky installed friends in high offices, be it his writing partners, the head of his production company, or his lawyer. They were all made part of the government. And here we are 3 years later. The war in Donbass has not ended. Instead, it has escalated into Europe's biggest crisis since World War II. Zelensky failed to keep his promise, and he could not have failed in a worse way. The US offered to fly him out of Ukraine. Zelensky said, "I need ammo, not a ride." The president appears on TV every day, and every day he's wearing a sap green t-shirt. He's visibly exhausted and mostly unshaved. On the 6th day of the war, Zelensky addressed the European Parliament via a video link. "Do prove that you're with us," he said. His interpreter appeared to choke on his tears. "Do prove that you will not let us go," Zelensky continued. One observer later noted, it was as if Charlie Chaplin had morphed into Winston Churchill. You see, this man knows TV. He is pulling off what Putin had during the Chechen war. The daily press appearances, videos from war zones, sharing meals with troops, addressing parliaments around the world, and all of this is working. Zelensky has become the most popular politician in the US, more popular than even US President Joe Biden. How tough should that be, you could ask? Zelensky knows how to win people over. He knows gimmicks. After he became president, he appointed his press secretary through an open competition. There were 4,000 candidates, and each of them were tested on their sense of humor and tolerance for stress. Zelensky also likes theatrics. He announced his election bid on live television on New Year's Eve. He once held a 14-hour-long press conference at a food market. Here's something he does not like: comedy at his expense. If comic Zelensky were to look at President Zelensky today, he would get a lot of fodder for his scripts. The president has not been able to weed out corruption. 2. The Pandora Papers have exposed Zelensky's murky businesses. Volodymyr Zelensky has offshore holdings, his own companies in British Virgin Islands, Cyprus and Belize. His team says Zelensky is quote-unquote like any other business person in Ukraine, but you don't get to be both a businessman and a statesman and advance his interests. In 2020, Zelensky dismissed a general prosecutor because he reportedly refused to pursue cases that helped the president's cause. A governor of a national bank was removed too because he was not loyal enough. The deputy governor too was removed because she had raised concerns about the bank's independence. 4. Zelensky has failed to deliver his biggest campaign promise. There is no peace in Donbass. The region has now been taken over by Russian forces. 5. Zelensky may have underplayed warnings of the war. He first accused the West of hurting Ukraine's morale. Then he decided to spook the world. He said Russia would attack on the 16th of February. Later he said he was only quoting media reports.
I would like to thank all of the American people that are supporting Ukraine, the Congress, the President, the TV, the journalists. If they do not support Ukraine, they will lose NATO, they will lose the clout of the United States, they will lose the leadership position that they are enjoying in the world, that they are enjoying for a very fair reason, and they will lose the support of the country with 40 million of population, with millions of children. Are American children any different than ours? Don't Americans enjoy the same things as we do? I don't think we're that different. If it happens so that Ukraine, due to various opinions and weakening and depleting of assistance, loses, Russia is going to enter Baltic states, NATO member states, and then the US will have to send their sons and daughters exactly the same way as we are sending their sons and daughters to war, and they will have to fight because it's NATO that we're talking about, and they will be dying.